Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharida. Welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you all so much for the love and the continued support of my channel. Today's video, you guys, I ain't gonna hold you too long, but I had to come and do this video because I have so many people asking me, sis, like we're waiting on your review for Valaya by Parfums de Marly. So what I'm gonna do is break down my thoughts about this particular fragrance. Also, I'm going to be comparing it with a FLEUR NARCOTIQUE by Ex Nihilo. They share some similar notes. People are definitely comparing them. And when I first smelled Valaya, I immediately compared it to FLEUR NARCOTIQUE. So do you need both? Do you need Valaya? We're going to get all into it. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. All right, you guys. So first, let's talk about the price points for each of these fragrances. Parfums de Marly. I mean, $355, $350. I feel like this is a little, yeah, okay, that's about right. I feel like Delina is definitely the most expensive from the PDM line, but have they gone up? Is there like been a slight increase in price? So Delina is retailing for $375, which I always expect for that to be the more expensive one. Exclusive, if I'm not mistaken, is more than the others in the range. And then Valaya is retailing for $355, 75 mil. Okay, so you are getting, what is it, 2.5 fluid ounces. FLEUR NARCOTIQUE 3.4 ounces for $325. So there is a bit of a price difference, but I mean, it's not like, you know, we're talking about anything huge unless you purchase from Selfridges, and then you can get FLEUR NARCOTIQUE in like the 200 range. All right, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Ex Nihilo FLEUR NARCOTIQUE has the same nose as PDM's Valaya. So when I first smelled a sample of Valaya, this is what went through my mind. Why would they do this? Why? First of all, let me tell you, backtrack before I even smelled it. I looked at the notes and I was like, this really, really has a lot of similar notes to FLEUR NARCOTIQUE. And I'm like, please let these not smell the same. Not only that, I looked at this bottle, this whole clear bottle, because I feel like a lot of times the vibe of the bottle translates to the juice with Parfums de Marly sometimes, but not all the time. And I was like, please don't let this be a skin scent with that price. And please don't let it be something identical. Now, Quentin Biche, if you're not familiar, look, just a range of a beautiful body of work, very feminine fragrances. And he has particular notes that he loves to work with. He loves a good peach. He loves a good pear. Okay, so Guidance, Labelle. He loves rose. He loves lychee. There are just particular notes that he really gravitates toward, and the fact that they both had, if I'm not mistaken, like a white peach. They both had orange blossom, a little bit of vanilla, maybe some musk, but I was not in a hurry to definitely, I was not about to blind buy it. And I was like, you know what? I have opportunity for a free sample. Let me just go ahead and sample it. First time I sampled it, it was just a little, you know, sample on the hand. And I was like, okay, this is very close to FLEUR NARCOTIQUE. And I'm just like, why would they do that? Went back to it another day. This is days later. I feel like the experience was very different. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to really judge fragrances from a sample. And I had a small, like 2 ml sample. Very hard. If you're really trying to see what a perfume does, sillage, longevity, you really do need a good size decant, like between 5 and 9. That's a good range because you'll get to give it a real spray all over, however you would normally spray your perfume. But like a 2 ml is, you know, like, are you really able to overspray, you know, with the atomizer that small? No. Not only that, it's just, it's 2 ml. Like, it's not a lot of juice. Now, aside from that, I felt like the second time I wore it, the openings were quite different. I really felt like Valaya is much more of a like the Akigala wood in that fragrance is very present. Not so much as like it is in Possibilities or maybe even Guidance. They both have Akigala wood in them. And I'm finding that that is a note that will make or break a scent for someone. Possibilities, it is like on 10. And I feel like if you don't like that fragrance, it is because of the very, very prominent Akigala wood, which is in the base, but it's a fantasy note, so it is synthetic. And what it smells like, it's supposed to smell like wood, but with nuances of like a very, very slight patchouli and like pepper. So you're talking about something very spicy, woody, and it's going to add a lot of depth to a fragrance that would otherwise, just be very fruity, floral, uplifting like that. So let me just go over the notes for both actually. So let's start with Fleur Narcotique, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I get from that scent. So Fleur opens with bergamot, lychee, and peach. You have mid notes of jasmine, peony, orange blossom, and then in the base you have transparent wood, moss, and musk. In Valaya, you have opening notes of bergamot, mandarin, white peach. You have middle notes of orange flower, mahonial, nymphial. Mahonial and nymphial both are two like fantasy floral notes. And you have some vetiver. In the base, you have Akigala wood and Ambrofix, which is going to be like an Ambroxan, I mean, if I had to guess, vanilla and musk. So I'm wearing both on skin, and I also have both on paper. Fleur Narcotique is, without a doubt, the more feminine, fruity floral, has like this very ethereal touch and feeling. And this is just quintessential, flirty, girly, but there is definitely like this sophistication to it. And I love it. This is the fragrance that I own, okay? So my conflict was, girl, do you need both? Now, I'm just going to keep it real. Do I want Valaya after sampling it and wearing it? Yes. Do I think it's worth the price point? I think in general, Parfums de Marly's women's line, with the exception of Delina, the price is a little steep for what it is. I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. They're beautiful fragrances, but the price is a little steep. Like I said, with the exception of Delina, not because I love Delina, but Delina, all three of them perform, and it's just, I put those in a whole separate realm. The men's line, PDM, bangers, like Last, Beast. Can we get a little bit more of that in the women's line? So I digress. I want Valaya, but I'm not going to get it now because it is very similar. And the funny thing about it is when I wore this on skin, I'm like, okay, they're not as similar as I thought. The woody notes is definitely coming through a lot more. It is definitely a woodier, earthier, louder performing, but not beast mode, but it's not a skin scent. It's fresh. It's just a lot woodier. That is the bottom line. Very similar in note profile, but these are not like the same. But are they different enough where I feel like I need both? No. Like I'm definitely at a point, I've already stated this. I'm not buying fragrances that feel redundant to me. I feel like once this gets to maybe the halfway mark or, below that, I would gladly purchase Valaya because I really do like the scent. I don't know. Akigala seems to be having a moment right now. It's like it was barely in any perfumes a couple years ago that I would find. And now it's in like every thorough fragrance. It's in Guidance. It's in Possibilities. It's in, it's just popping up like a lot lately. And I particularly love the woody note of Akigala wood. And so I'm getting just this beautiful floral woody fragrance from Valaya, and it is beautiful. Again, that Ambroxan, I feel like people are going to smell this on you because that does tend to make a sillage stronger, whether if you smell it and feel that way about it or not, I feel like people are going to smell this on you. Now, like I said, I had a sample, so I cannot speak thoroughly on sillage, longevity. Like, that really grinds my gears when people get on here with a 1 ml dabber and tell you about sillage and longevity, because that you haven't fully experienced the scent. So I'm just dropping on here to give this blurb. If you have this, do not blind buy Valaya. You need to test it. Do I think Valaya is a beautiful fragrance? Absolutely. And would I mind owning this one? I would love to have this in my collection, but just not right now. I'm trying to be a lot more thoughtful about my purchases, and I just got Fleur Narcotique for Christmas. So to me, it's just not a justified purchase. But all that aside, I would love to have Valaya in my collection. Now, a way you can save on this, Dior Prestige has Valaya for sale slightly under retail. I think it retails for $335 instead of $355. You can also save 10% on the purchase. So that's going to bring you like right around $300 rather than $350. It's not a huge savings, but it is some savings. Not only that, they have larger decants, which I'm finding hard to find that anywhere right now. A lot of the popular decant companies that I normally, purchase from, I don't see that they have them yet, but I'm sure they'll be coming soon. Dior Prestige has the larger decants, I think like a 9 ml, and they also have like the 2 ml. So if you just want to get your nose on it, test it. I feel like it's, I hate using the phrase safe blind buy. I don't think anything with Akigala Wood is a safe blind buy, even if it's just a little slight touch of it, because like I said, it's synthetic, so it may come off really strong to some people. It may come off, like in the background, not so strong to other noses. So this is one I recommend testing first. It's funny because as they dry down, they become more similar. This one, Valaya, still maintains a little bit more woodiness, but it softens up and it becomes a little closer, to what you're smelling when you smell Fleur Narcotique. Again, opening, even though the opening notes are very similar, they smell very different upon the opening. As they begin to both dry down, they kind of move closer together in scent profile on my skin and on paper. Like when you get to the final dry down of both, it's not going to be a huge difference. Now, I felt like the longevity of Valaya just on, just a night at home on the hands, I didn't feel like there was a huge difference in longevity. With that being said, a lot of people complain about the performance of Fleur Narcotique, and some people find it fleeting. I don't. I get moderate a performance out of this fragrance. That's why I bought it. I had a decant first and it performed just fine on me. I spray like a mad crazy woman. Maybe that's why. But I would think, if I were to overspray Valaya, it would probably give me a lot more sillage and overall longevity, if I had to guess, because you have the Ambroxan, okay? That makes a scent stick around, just period. And the Akigala Wood, it's a very, very woody base. Like that kind of stuff, it takes a much longer time for that to kind of leave your skin and clothes, rather than they have like transparent woods in here. So it's a slight woody nuance, but it's nothing woody. This is very fruity, floral, slightly musky. That is what Fleur is in a nutshell. This one, Valaya, woodier, a lot more depth, but you still get to enjoy the same type of, peach and this very feminine, beautiful floral fragrance. So yeah, there you have it. So I'm gonna just leave that with you. I don't know if that helped you kind of make your decision, but this is one I will definitely say get your nose on, because I love it. It's a beautiful fragrance, and I would love to have it in my collection one day, but just not right now. All right, love. So that is our video for today. You guys, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Be sure that the notification bell is turned on to all so you never miss any of my uploads. And last but not least, give the video a big thumbs up, because it helps the channel to grow and it lets me know that you're enjoying my content. It has been real. I love you all, YouTube, and I will catch you guys on the next one.